All right. Shalom, shalom, Israel. This is Brother Jeremiah coming at y'all with a quick lesson. Real quick lesson, right? First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. That's the name of the Heavenly Father, His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus the Christ. And real quick, this video that I'm about to do, right? It was inspired by what happened last week or the beginning of this week. I was outside and I just got a new grill, and I live in a neighborhood full of Edomites, right? And I'm out barbecuing in the backyard. Little Edomite boy comes in the backyard, asks me for a hot dog. And I asked him. I said, he asked me. He said, "Is there pork?" And I said, "No, we don't eat pork over here." He's like, "I don't want it then. I love me some pork." Right? And my kid, the kids looked at him crazy. They already knew, though. They already know this is Esau. It's hilarious how they looked at him, right? And, another reason why I was inspired to do this video is because, it's 2022. You got all this access to the internet, and our people still, just think it's okay to still consume pork, man. Right? And all these unclean foods like shrimp, crab, and lobster, man. That's off according to the scriptures, man. Right? This is the reason why we don't. Let me play this video for y'all real quick.
Be the most polarizing meat, possibly the most polarizing food. Pork is, by some reckoning, the most popular meat in the world.
Right, it's the most popular meat in the world, right? So we know, most of the world consumes this nasty ass meat, man, right? The damn pig don't even have a sweat gland, and they eat any and everything, right? We all heard of the saying, "You are what you eat."
For more than a third of global meat consumption. Yet at the same time, about a third of humanity studiously avoids eating pigs. Now, I can't find any hard data on that last point, that's just a guess, but Islam, of course, strictly forbids eating pork. Hinduism is not why.
And where do you think they got that from? Right? They got that from the scriptures, man. They got that from the Bible, right?
About pork, it's safe to say that a very large share of humanity thinks that this very popular food is inherently unclean. And why? Nope.
Yeah, we're going to show you why, right? We're going to show you why it's unclean, Esau. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. See, this is what we say, man. Esau don't believe in the Bible, man, right? They don't believe in what the scriptures say, right? This is the book of Leviticus. Chapter 11 and verse 7, it says, "And the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean unto you. Of their flesh shall you not eat, and their carcass shall you not touch. They are unclean unto you." You see that? Because it's a commandment out the damn Bible, man. That's why it's unclean. The Lord told our people not to eat it. Right? And you Edomites, y'all not gonna eat pork in the damn kingdom of heaven either, right? Because y'all gonna have to be under the government of the law, statutes, and commandments in the kingdom of heaven, right? So you're not gonna be eating pork in the kingdom of heaven, Esau, right? Let me jump back here real quick.
Nobody knows why. I mean, you might have a reason for yourself why you regard pork as unclean.
No, we know. You know what I'm saying? That's all I wanted on that, man, right? We know. We don't have a reason for ourselves. The Lord told us that it's unclean, so it's unclean, man. Right? Yeah, man, it's 2022, man. Our people need to get with the program. You understand that? Our people need to get with the damn program, man. Right? Put down the unclean foods. It's not good for you. Matter of fact, I just got another precept that came to my mind. Right? Take care of your body while you got it, man. Why not? What is it? Okay. It's the book of Sirach. Chapter 30 and verse 15, it says, "Health and good estate of a body are above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth." And that pork is nothing, man. If you open that pork, they be having, if you pour like some acid on that pork, you will see worms coming all out of that, and you putting that inside of your body. You see that? That's not healthy. That's not a healthy lifestyle, right? There is no riches above a sound body, and no joy above the joy of the heart. You see that? So it's just nothing, no money in this world It's more important than a sound body, than a body that's well put together. And pork is going to destroy your body. You're going to grow up with gout. You're not going to live past 70 consuming pork for the most part. Not saying nobody ever didn't live past 70 eating pork, right? For the most part, you're not going to live that long, man, because you're putting that filth inside of your body, right? Let's see what happened in the New Testament, man, right? Let's see what happened in the New Testament, in the book of Mark, right? It's the book of Mark, chapter 5, and verse, I'm going to start at verse 9. It says, and he asked him, Salakia. I'm going to just start at verse 8. It says, for he said unto him, come out of the man. This is Yahweh Shai in the legion, the spirit legion. It was a whole bunch of demons on this one brother, man. It says, for he said unto him, come out of the man. It says, thou unclean spirit. See, this spirit was an unclean spirit, and he was inside of a man. And he asked him, what is thy name? And he answered, saying, my name is Legion, for we are many. And this is demons upon demons, thousands upon thousands of demons, man. And it was in this one body. And he sought him much that he would not send them away out of the country. It says, now there was there nigh unto the mountains a great herd of swine feeding. So there was a great herd of swine feeding right there, right? A whole bunch of pigs, man. And it says, and all the devils besought him, saying, send us into the swine. You see that? So the demons that was inside the man told Yahweh Shai, hey man, send us inside the swine. Put us in there, right? That we may enter into them. You see that? That we may enter unto them. And it says, and forthwith Yahweh Shai gave them leave, and the unclean spirits went out and entered into the swine. And the herd ran violently down the steep place into the sea. And they were about 2,000 and were choked in the sea. You see that? So the unclean spirits went and jumped inside the swine. Why could they jump inside the swine? That's an unclean animal, man. Right? They wanted to dwell inside that unclean animal. It says, and they that fed the swine fled and told it in the city. Okay, that's all I wanted on that. Right? So man, listen, man. And you eat one of them pigs with them spirits in there, now you got the spirit on you. Now you got that evil, wicked spirit on you. That's an unclean animal, man. We're not supposed to be eating that, man. Right? And Yahweh Shai let her cast the spirits inside the swine. Right? Why? Because we're not supposed to be eating that. Why would Yahweh Shai cast unclean spirits inside something we're supposed to be eating? It don't make no damn sense, man. Right? And a lot of our people are going to get put to death in these last days for eating unclean foods, man. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 66. In verse 17, it says, they that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the garden behind a tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord. So if the Lord catch you in the last days and you're consuming swine's flesh, right? Just put a thought on that, man. Right? Just put your mind to what's being said here. Right? We know at the end in the last days it's gonna get crazy out here, right? So just imagine you in the wilderness or whatever, and you see a unclean animal, and just because you starving, you gonna put that in your mouth. That's why it's a good thing to know the scriptures. That's why it's a good thing to know to be meditating on these precepts every day. You're supposed to be soaking these things up. Why? Because you're gonna need this knowledge, man. When you don't have no Bible in your hand. And you starving to death and you see somebody cooking up a damn raccoon and you go over there and damn eat it, right? Because you don't have the knowledge in your spirit, right? So we got to understand, people, you're going to get put to death eating swine's flesh in these last days. Lord come back and he catch swine in your spirit, in your flesh, you're done, man. It is what it is, man, right? And you want to have a clean, healthy body, man, right? Let's see what Daniel said, man, right? It's the book of Daniel, chapter 1, and verse okay. Okay. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 1 and verse 8. It says, but Daniel proposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself. Right? So they was during the Babylonian captivity with Nebuchadnezzar, they was supplying Daniel, right, with the unclean foods and the meats, and his counterparts with the unclean meats. And Daniel was just like, nah, man, we don't want that wine or that unclean meat. Just give us the damn the pulse, man. Right? I wonder if I missed that point. Was I supposed to start at 3? Let me see. Okay, let's keep reading. It says, but Daniel proposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself. Now God had brought Daniel into favor and tender love with the prince of the eunuchs, right? And the prince of the eunuchs said unto Daniel, I fear my lord the king, whom have appointed your meat and your drink. See, so the eunuchs, like, it's just like a guard, like one of the guards that was in charge, and he's like, listen, I fear the king, and he appointed you your meat and your drink. For why should he see your face worse liking than the children which are of your sort? Right? So he's saying, why would he give you what you want? Y'all the Israelites, y'all not even the Babylonians. It says, then shall ye make me endanger my head to the king. Right? So he's like, man, listen, man, you ain't about to get me put to death. Basically, he was telling Daniel that. Then said Daniel to Melzar, whom the prince of the eunuchs had set over Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, prove thy servants, I beseech thee, 10 days. Right? It says, and let them give us pulse to eat and water to drink. So all he wanted was pulse. And if you go into that word pulse, it's saying it's vegetables. He just give us vegetables and water, man. Right? It says, then our countenance be looked upon before thee, in the countenance of the children that eat the portion of the king's meat, as thou seest, deal with thy servant. It says, so he consented to them in this matter and prove them 10 days, right? So he basically said, watch how we gonna look and watch how everybody else look. Watch how our countenance of our faces and our bodies look. Because Daniel knew the knowledge of the Lord, man. It says, and at the end of the 10 days, their countenance appeared fairer and fatter in flesh than all the children which did eat the portion of the king's meat. You see that? So Daniel knew, he had knowledge, man. Right? He was like, man, I told you I'm gonna look better, man. I told you. And it says, thus Melzar took away the portion of their meat and their wine that they should drink and gave them pulse. You see that? So Daniel knew, man, to not to eat that unclean meat. You feel what I'm saying? And what's that showing you? That's showing you that not eating what the Lord commanded us to eat will have you in better health, man. Right? So you got to go through you got to be able to decipher through the precepts why the Lord said not to eat this, why the Lord said to do this, and why the Lord said to do that. Right? Let me get one more real quick and I'm going to end it, man. This is not going to be too long at all. Let me get one of Maccabees. It's First Maccabees chapter 1, and I'm going to start at verse 60. First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 60. It says, at which time, according to the commandments, they put to death certain women that had caused their children to be circumcised, right? So they was putting to death our people who was causing our children to be circumcised, right? Because what's going on here is that they was trying to make us not keep the laws of our land, because they came and besieged Jerusalem. It says, and they hanged their infants about their necks and rifled their houses and slew them that had circumcised them. Howbeit, many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing. You see that? So that should put you in the mindset to understand how serious this was, man. Right? They was willing, our ancestors was willing to get put to death for not eating unclean meats. And that's what, and we're going to have to go through that in these last days. They might try to force pork down our damn throats, man. We got to be strong enough to say, hell no, I'm not eating that shit, man. Kill me. Verse 63, it says, wherefore the rather to die, right? See, wherefore the rather to die, that they might not be defiled with meat, and that they might not profane the holy covenant. So they die. You see that? So they died, man. Right? They said, listen, man, listen. We gonna get put to death, man. We're not about to defile our temples, man, for you goddamn heathens. We're not doing that. Right? So, man, listen, man. Hey, the Lord tell us not to do certain things for a reason, right? I don't want to go out eating swine's flesh. You got to be ready to get put to death to do that, man, because in these last days, they're going to try to force that stuff on our people, man, right? And with that being said, pork is unclean, shrimp is unclean, crab is unclean, right? And we need to come back to the Lord and his ways and not be eating like the heathen, because that's not for us, man, right? We have laws, statutes, and commandments, man, and it's not healthy for you, right? So it don't matter how good it tastes. Do what the Lord say do in these last days, man. Pork is unclean. Give it up. With that being said, I want to say, call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Lord.